HSU, live from Amsterdam.
Are you serious? Can we say that on the air?
Of course.
So the last one was a B frontliner.
Yeah.
Oh shit! You heard it here first. A B front with an absolutely electric set. The guru of the big vibes. That's what I'm calling you. The shaman of spectacular. Fantastic set, buddy.
Thank you,
Once
mate.
again, round of applause for the one and only. Incredible stuff. I'm told from the chat that actually you're just taking a 5-minute break and you've got another 23 hours to go.
Yes,
So-
I heard you started
a petition.
Yeah, a petition for
Change.org have signed they want more B-front. But of course, Keltek, you're joining us here in the studio as well. Thank you so much. I thought you...
Great set also. Great sets also.
Incredible,
Thank
man.
you.
I love... Yeah. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. And while we're keeping the applause going, can we get a shout out for the one and only Windy, our 3D environment that's just having a whale of a time.
Absolutely.
For those that have just joined us in Europe, enjoy your lunchtime. For those in Australia, what a better way to kick off your weekend here with the Friday night vibes, or Friday lunchtime vibes, if you're so inclined. We're sitting down as we're broadcasting live, HSU live from Amsterdam, and we have B-Front and Keltek. How are you guys doing? Okay, I'm seeing some sweat coming off after your set.
I'm already dried up, man.
You're already clean and everything, feeling fresh.
Could you put my...
You want your headphones up?
little
Yeah, okay, you're a bit...
lower?
Lower. Okay, how about this? Are you getting... We're going...
I'm still in the
This is
vibe for
perfect.
DJ.
Yeah,
This is perfect for you? Okay.
Can you put it a little bit harder for me? No. No, but I'm doing great, man. Thank
Fantastic.
you. Of course, what Sven also told the interview before my set, strange times for everybody, you know.
Definitely.
But I think it's important to focus on what you can do on this point and not focusing on what I can do. So
Right.
at this point, I can make music and it's a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
But I'm still busy as hell, mate.
For sure, I can imagine. I can imagine.
Sometimes I'm still thinking when I'm gonna take some rest because now we also have some time to rest.
Yeah.
Before all the all the party's gonna start again.
Exactly, got all the travel and everything. And so what else is occupying your time besides making music?
Call of Duty.
There we go.
Let's go.
So you on the
Let's shoot
Warzone?
some. Yeah, you know, the guy who's working in Jordi, I play with him almost every evening, like Rocket League and Call of Duty.
Okay, so...
Give an applause for Jordi!
Yay!
And I'm stepping in real soon, man. I just fixed my PlayStation.
Yeah, because
so, yeah.
I remember when we made the
Yeah.
Intense Anthem this year.
Exactly.
We played because I told you like, hey, there's a new Warzone, a
Yeah.
new Call of Duty game. He was like, nah, I'm like more Counter-Strike stuff like.
No,
Okay.
early days, right?
Battlefield,
Oh, Battlefield,
you know.
yeah. But to be honest, it's really good this year. So
Yeah?
And it's good to have a community with your colleagues. You
Totally.
Know, just-
mate, we have like the full app. I will add you with
Yeah.
all the DJs.
Are you playing on PlayStation? Are you playing on PC?
I'm a console guy.
Okay,
Console guy.
you're a console guy. Are you going to be playing on console as well? You prefer the console experience
know.
or PC?
Yeah.
I know one thing with Sven.
Okay, go.
Okay.
Give us the
Oh, here we
gossip.
go.
Give us the gossip.
No. Because I know he plays console, but we play one game on the PC. Flight Simulator.
Oh, exactly.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely,
It was
man.
perfect.
Like,
That's my favorite.
Are you super into it? You've got the chair, you've got the console up with the 3 screens. I've seen some incredible setups for Flight Simulator.
Oh yeah. I'm done.
Oh,
I think I'm gonna.
Got the joystick?
I got the joystick.
Yeah. I couldn't fly with it. I crashed 3
No, of
times.
course.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, I just like flying. I like flying in real life too.
Have you flown a plane by yourself or with an instructor or anything?
I'm still training for my pilot license.
How about that?
Yeah.
How about
But
that?
you fly without a motor in it, right? How do you say it?
The gliders.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
the
gliders.
gliders. Soaring. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's really
That-
cool, man. I
that-
really
that's the
really
most-
want to join him
yeah.
on a flight.
That's
soon.
sick, man. That's really sick.
That's so sick, man.
I mean-
I'm doing this for 4 years right now, and I'm still training. You know, and back when I started Keltek, I needed to stop and choose for my career.
So it's either flying or music.
Yeah, exactly. Because,
Oh.
well, if you don't have your license, you have to do it in a weekend.
Right, okay, gotcha.
Because the trainers need to be there.
Yep.
So I am allowed to fly alone, but the trainers need to be on the ground.
Gotcha.
So it has to be in a weekend until I got my license, you know. So
Yeah, and then of course when you got gigs and stuff, that's the same time that you would be able to do it.
yeah. So this year, probably next year, because this year's gonna be shit as well.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Oh, okay, he's calling it. He's calling it.
No. I think
Let's pray, brother. Let's pray.
Yeah.
he's the positive guy. Help
I'm
me out.
always
Help me
trying.
out.
We've got yin and yang here.
No. But I think the first half year is going to be really hard to be honest. But
Yeah.
I'm still hoping for the end of the summer. So like maybe some small things. And I got my Beer Friends Coffee Club. So
there you go.
Oh, thank you. Hey,
What a timing, bro.
Applause for Jordi.
Timing. You waited for the word coffee.
There you go. And there you have it. Fantastic. So, Beefront Coffee Experience, how has that been going for you? Now, obviously, there's more restrictions in the Netherlands when it comes to...
I'm not allowed to do it now, but when we had some little bit space, I was allowed to do for like around 200, 300 people.
Okay.
A silent disco.
Cool.
And it was epic. I didn't... The first edition, I was like, I don't know, silent disco, hardstyle. You know, hardstyle audience always want to dance, you know?
Exactly. It's not sitting down music.
But they were like, they call it the Bindinghuizer from, you know? So, but it was one of the only things you could do this summer. So people were like, there were all 6 editions were sold out. So the next edition, I want you two guys also. Yeah?
Oh yeah, I'm down.
Sure, yeah.
Just call
Down
me,
for
man.
Let's go.
Just call me. I'll be there.
Perfect.
I'm
but it was a really cool experience, and do stay a little bit positive because you know
You've got to. You absolutely have to. In this
No,
time.
but I think I did a lot of cool stuff last year.
Tell me about it. Come on, let's fill everybody in, because when I went through your Instagram, it's so polished to seeing you smiling instead of in front of crowds and everything. But I know that there's more to the story. There's more to Beefront than, of course, the fantastic tracks and everything. So, what else have you been getting into besides Call of Duty and?
No. To be honest, I really enjoy walking lately. Like going for a walk for 6-7 kilometers.
You have to.
No, but I really like it.
Yeah. Okay.
I get really inspired. I do some music in and
nice.
Sporting, but also like music-wise, we made an anthem without a party.
Yeah.
That's got to be a little bit.
It was hard.
It was one of the first things, one of the first tracks actually we needed to do in the lockdown without an audience.
I know the beginning. I went to your studio. It was still like, can I come to your place, or is it allowed? Or
Oh man, that's
exactly.
Yeah, and also with
And
your
we
kids.
had this huge breakout where you're from.
Yeah.
So
because I'm living in the south of Holland, everybody was jinxing me like, Bob, you're
exactly.
radioactive. No, he's gonna get.
Yeah, but for the rest, I really love to play board games with my friends and parents.
How about that?
Yeah.
Are you a Monopoly guy? Settlers of Catan?
No. In Holland, we have a game called Kezen. Yeah, it's like.
Do you know this game?
No.
Okay. it's really fun. It's like what's mens eigen niet in Engels? What is it? Mens eigen niet. Do you guys know the English name?
Don't translate it, man.
Yeah,
no.
Man,
don't be annoyed.
Don't be annoyed.
Okay.
He's doing
like
it.
You know
Right.
that?
No, I don't know this game.
I'm not gonna explain it.
No, you have to.
It's a board game.
Yeah?
No, hang on a second. We're broadcasting this primarily to the Aussies, so they're going to have no idea about mensen eigen niet.
Okay,
so,
that's it. So it's a board game, and I think maybe if I explain you, like, oh, it's this game. You know, you have 4 players,
Right.
And you have like the board. You have to cross the whole board.
Okay.
And then you have to go to your home base. And when you're all the 4...
And you've got 4 pieces,
Yeah.
and then you've got to roll dice, and then if you don't
And you can
roll
hit it,
a double something, you can't get out of the
And
base.
if the other player is on the same spot, you can kick it out, you know,
Yeah.
and he has to start over again.
Yeah.
Like those kind of games, you know.
Okay, yeah.
And Kezen is a little bit similar to that,
Right.
But it's more fun because you have like cards in it that change the game all the time.
okay.
So
Okay.
You have one card that you can only do 4 steps back.
Right.
So it's really tactical, and at the end you play for yourself, but you play 2 versus 2.
Okay. As opposed to 4 people.
So if we play together and all my players are in, then I can play with my cards for your players. So
oh wow! So it's not just defeat; it's humiliation.
It's really cool. I'm gonna do a Beefront edition, so all the Aussies can buy one. You can play Kezen in Australia.
Fantastic! You heard it here first. Nice. And what else have you been doing? Besides trying to glide and taking some time out, there's got to be some physical activity, some things that you normally wouldn't have time to do.
Yeah, you have to do some physical stuff because we usually sit still in the studio and that's it.
Yeah.
And if you don't work out, you're just gonna
be fat. Otherwise, yeah. Right.
Increase.
Well,
increase.
But
it's happening right now.
Right.
It's happening either way, man.
You got to fight it, bro. But like, for example, I had Adaro in on the show a couple of weeks ago, and he told me that he's really into boxing. And this was new to me. I mean, he seems like such a nice guy. Surely there's got to be something else. Maybe you're.
Yeah, you think he's a nice guy? No.
Oh.
No, I love Thijs.
But Sven, surely you've got some stuff that maybe you've been getting into some hockey or some squash or.
Hockey, mate.
I don't know.
No, I'm just pretty much riding out the days.
Okay.
And
hey, that's cool.
Trying to stay positive.
Yeah.
And trying to focus on the positive things, and not getting dragged down by all the negative stuff that happens in the media and all around you. And
you can get stuck into some like doom scrolling, reading about all this crazy news that's happening around the world.
So this right here is also a way of getting out of it. Although there's no audience, it's still, especially this looks really good.
Yeah, right? You see the 3D environment?
It's like watching your,
watching your own set also, because you see
watching an after movie, but doing it live.
It's cool, right?
And you know that the people
relaxing.
are watching, and I think that's really, really cool to do. And but maybe we can start walking sometimes once a week. Yeah,
exactly.
Go to the Veluwe.
To the Veluwe.
To the Veluwe and just
I live nearby.
Oh, how about that? That's cool.
Yeah.
For the people at home in Australia, the Veluwe is like a national park, and it's the biggest one in the Netherlands. I've seen deer in there.
Lions.
Yeah, it's
elephants.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
Oh, no, that's the zoo. That's the zoo. Sorry.
We got wolves.
There you go. You got wolves.
Recently, we got wolves, which is
How
really
about
cool.
that? Really cool.
But it's pretty much the only preserved.
Yeah.
Big preserved place that contains a lot of nature.
Exactly.
In Holland, because we're like in a really big population.
And a small bit of land.
And a small.
But I think Holland is a beautiful country. But the only thing what I miss is is that the mountains and stuff like that. It's really like flat. The whole country is flat.
But at the Veluwe we have mountains.
Yeah, but
you can't call it
20 meters or something.
It's 20 meters.
You can cycle it.
It's kind of hill things.
Yeah.
I've got some questions coming in from the chat, and for people in the chat, keep the questions coming because we'll keep on going backwards and forwards. First off, from Full Month, and this is directed to both of you. Do you root? Do you root?
Root? Like?
Do you root?
Is it this?
Do you root?
Do you root, bro?
Do you root?
I don't know.
Okay, so this is a really Aussie thing. So it's kind of, think of your Turks and Moroccans kind of thing, and when they're catcalling at the girls, we have a similar subculture that does a similar thing, and basically what they say is, hey baby, do you root? Do you root?
So, okay, but it's
so is it
either
like,
the workers always do like... Like
kind of, yeah, exactly. But it's a little bit,
Of course,
more
I'm
direct.
rude, man. Of course, I'm doing it. Of course.
Of course.
Also,
there you
right?
go. There you go.
We root.
We root, bro. That's
For sure.
Another question from the chat from JMZ1. B-front, have you ever had a man? Sorry. Sorry.
What is this for question?
Hey, look, this is what the people want to know.
No. I experienced a lot, but I've never been with a man.
Okay.
It's also not on my list.
It's not on your list.
What on my list is like maybe more women at the same time.
Okay.
That's still on my list.
I think people are really drunk in the chat right now because...
Look, listen, you're talking to Australians.
Right here.
You're talking to
in the
Australians.
afternoon, we're
I think it's the most
drinking
original.
coffee,
But with that said, Sven, I've got to throw the question back to you. I mean, these are questions to the both of you.
Sure.
Have you ever had a man?
A man?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Well, that's your... Hey, look, I'm just...
Sven and me tried with the dance anthem, but we were like, no.
We've been really close in the studio, you know.
we almost got it stepping out of the game. So
that's
step into the game.
Yeah, it's a story. It's a story. Yeah.
With that all said and done, while on a similar but not the same subject, are you a boobs guy or a butts guy? Curious minds need to know.
I'm both.
You're both. You don't
really
discriminate.
both.
Okay.
Really.
Yeah, for me too, man. I think a good ass is really nice, but some good tits on it is like also really nice.
I mean, yeah, but if
it's maybe not the answer you hope for, but I'm really both.
Yeah, for some people they're not discriminated.
Yeah.
Some people it's like they're really drawn to one more than the other.
No. I also need both. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely more of a butt guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think the first thing you see,
I'm a butt guy.
100%, man.
but I think the first thing you see is just the front, right?
It depends.
Or sometimes you have those.
It
Then you're like,
depends.
then she's turning around and she's like 50 years old or something. Like, oh,
Yeah, that's true. It's
sorry.
true. See,
sorry that I touched you. Sorry.
Have you heard the term butterface, Sven?
What?
Butterface. Hey man, I'm just rolling. Okay, so basically it's kind of like
What is it?
let me explain. It's a similar situation to what you just described, Bob, where you see everything from the back and everything is good but the face. Butterface.
We have it the other way around.
Right, what do you
when
say?
When the face is good, we call it a plork.
Okay.
Ja.
A plurk. What's
Nee,
the definition?
plork.
Plork.
Nee,
Plork.
maar is een prachtig lichaam, ontzettende rotkop.
That's right.
So it's the same. It's the same. It's like
Right.
a beautiful body.
Yeah, it's the same.
Beautiful
That's why,
body,
yeah.
ugly face.
Right.
Plork.
I don't use
Plork.
it much.
But you know the Zani track, Plork?
Wow.
It's an old early track.
Okay.
And this is the name for Plork. Prachtig lichaam.
Okay.
So pretty body.
Right.
And a really ugly face.
Okay, so you can call it a butterface, or you could also call it a prawn.
A plork.
We call it a prawn.
Right.
Okay, but we call it plork.
Plork. Okay, for the people that are just tuned in, this is the terminology for a specimen that you see where one part of the physique is desirable, another one is not. Plork, P-L-O-R-K. Yeah. Okay, another question. Oh no, I'm not going to say that one. This one's a little bit too explicit, so I'm going to skip over the questions from the chat. If you've got some more, please let them know.
What is this kind of chat? You're on some other chat.
This is the people out there. These are your fans, actually. You know, they're not tuning in for me. They're tuning in for you. So these are the questions that they want to know from you guys.
Hey, but is it not too bad? I'm just answering, no problem.
Hey, why not? You know, it's
I'm sitting
Friday.
here. No, it's okay.
We're starting off the weekend and just kind of getting into weekend vibes. It's got to be nice
If they
and
want to know
relaxed.
those things, let's go.
No, I really can't ask this one, man. This is not PG. But okay, dividing question. This is a question from the people of our time. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
The Italians say no.
Mm-hmm.
The Italians say no. I think my nephew really likes it, so yeah, if he likes it, why not?
Okay.
I'm more the tuna guy.
Tuna on pizza? Oh boy. How about yourself? Pineapple on pizza?
No, absolutely not.
I'm with you, buddy. Give me some love.
Absolutely not.
Give me some love, man. I can't do it. I can't do
I
it.
know, but if people like it, why not?
Warm fruits is just...
I also eat my
and
pan-
especially the combination of something sweet, you know, all of a sudden you bite, you have this pizza salami or something.
yeah.
All of a sudden you bite in this...
Yeah, this kind of the texture is a bit funny, the sweetness. Look,
you know, now it's...
I can
and
see
other
it.
people say, no, it's fresh, to have a fresh bite sometimes.
No, okay, but if I have to choose, I also say no. Okay.
Okay, so
No
if
fruit on the pizza.
if
But
you
I
had to-
think fish or meat.
Yeah, that's really good.
I've never tried a tuna on pizza. I don't know.
I like the tuna.
Maybe if it's like a fresh like tuna steak, like not out of the can. You know what I mean?
Bro, try it once. Call me.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Next time I have pizza, which is probably
like-
going to be in a couple of days, actually.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Tuna-
Lazy Sundays, you know.
do the
this?
half, you know, just the half.
So
You
not
know.
committing all the
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
So have myself a way. You're also a tuna on a pizza guy, or
Yeah.
okay, so that one's okay.
Tuna combined with cheese is really good.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Yeah, but did
okay.
you know that he is a really good cook?
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't.
So-
Okay, I love my food. I mean,
Come on, mate.
No,
I'm always eating very good, and I think
Yeah.
because you and your wife, you know, you're always like, you know, it's a little
we're
bit of
competing.
challenge.
We're
You're
competing.
really?
Yeah. So I know. You know.
Oh man.
So when someone's coming by the house, we're always asking, you know, if you want to eat along. And we're trying to do always trying to do something.
It's so
special.
good.
What-
It's so good.
Sometimes something really Dutch, really simple. But I'm always trying to give it an extra touch, you know.
For sure. What would be one of your specialties, one of your dishes that you've got in the arsenal that you're most proud of? That you're kind of like, oh man, somebody's come over for the first time. I'm going to blow them away with this.
Slow cooked ribeye.
Oh, nice.
I never tried this one.
Nice.
No.
Oh, so he didn't want to impress you.
I'm like, when are we
I'm
gonna do the
trying-
next collab, mate?
Right.
Let's go.
Yeah, man.
No, but it's really
Yeah.
good. And last time I think I eat something, some Asia food. I think you
Like
made some Asia food.
Probably. Yeah.
Like a stir fry or-
It was a
think
bit spicy, but it was really
Yeah.
nice. Really nice.
Yeah.
Really good.
But that one comes from a package. No.
Oh. That was a microwave.
That was from the
That was a
microwave. No. That one had a little special.
But Sam, it's
touch.
also not like you're not gonna get this kind of plate. No, it's this kind of.
Okay, so you're definitely a volume guy.
Yeah. But what I'm into right now is especially sous vide cooking,
Nice.
which is vacuum your food, flash mostly, and vacuum it and put it in a bath, a warm bath,
Yeah.
which is exactly the right core temperature that for the meat.
I'm getting
that it
hungry
needs to
already.
be-
Yeah, right. I know. It's quickly
And
going
shall
to
we
turn
order
into
a pizza
cooking with
tuna?
Keltek.
Shall we order a
place
pizza
it in
tuna?
there for 2 hours,
Yeah.
and the meat gets so. Even if you have like original tough meat, it still gets really, really. How do you call it? When it's like
Tender?
Tender.
Tender, yeah.
It's so good, man. And the taste of the meat, it goes all the way, and the marinade.
I've seen a couple
the
of
seasoning, it's so good.
I've seen a couple of videos of sous vide cooking on YouTube, and it's definitely something that I've wanted to try just because, the results look fantastic. It looks like such an even cooking as well.
Yeah.
Like you don't, particularly with steak, instead of having like just a crust on the outside, and if you don't, do it right, you've got like too much of a bloody center or whatever. It's more even, but it keeps like the softness and everything. So I've looked at it, but I've never really dove into it.
And there's nowhere for the juices to go because it's vacuum. So it works every time, and the only thing you have to do after the pre-cooking is just burn it like hell.
Just a bit of charring kind of thing to get the texture.
No, as hard as possible to get the hardest crust, and the inside will still stay red and still stay.
Oh man,
really tender.
I'm hungry just thinking about it. To be honest, I mean,
really good.
I kind of want to dive into it a little bit more.
Just maybe an answer to the first question.
There you go.
That's one of the.
That's
things
one of the
I'm
things
doing
you've been.
right now.
Awesome.
And this is just the beginning of the interview. So
Right.
we're going to one point. It's going to be like, oh, I'm doing this and this and this. And
With that all said, putting the hobbies aside, let's focus a little bit on Australia and your experiences in Australia. I've toured with you a couple of years ago. We had a fantastic time. Sven, but how many times have you been to the land down under?
Wow, I think 10 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not a small amount of flying.
I thought no, absolutely not.
That was some
I
animals.
wouldn't do that just for fun, 10 times in a row. But it's all spread out in I think 12 years or something.
For sure.
Maybe more.
What was your first experience like? Because I think it's always interesting when people go there for the first time. Some people hear interesting stories, and then maybe they end up going to a show that was way better than expected, but way smaller than expected.
Yeah.
I think Zartox's first time going to Australia was actually quite a small club.
Mine too.
Yeah,
It was in the Gaff.
Oh, in the Gaff.
Yeah.
Way back in the days.
Well, way back in the days.
Way back in the days.
And it was, I guess it was one of the first parties that Pete, the organizer
Of HSU.
HSU, that he did. And he flew us over to Australia
To Australia.
for the first time. So it was for us, of course, going to Australia for the first time is really a big experience. But the club, to fly all the way there for such a small club.
It's a
for
little dingy, isn't it?
maybe like 100 people, and it was packed, and the sweat was dripping down from the ceiling. And it was actually, we had to put up towels on the ceiling.
Oh, wow.
Because the sweat was dripping on the
On the CDJs?
on the CDJs, and it was reversing back and forward the music like every time, and it was so that was pretty funny, man. And we still look.
But
Back on
how
the day
cool,
with
how
such a
cool
big
is it
smile.
that everybody started like this, like those
Yeah.
small
Definitely.
clubs and, those things that happened, music that's falling out and stuff like that, It shut down, police is coming, all those small bookings,
Exactly.
Tell me about one of the ones that you still hold in your mind that is kind of like from the early days that you just haven't forgotten about.
Yeah, I got, of course, the first time. The only thing I was a bit disappointed because I always watched the security on the airport security programs. That you see the dogs. With the. I was like, come on with the dogs. I didn't saw any dog on the airport. But my first time I think was DEFCON Australia 2010.
Okay.
But I think my most fun time was also I think for Pete in 2012.
Okay.
I did a small tour
Okay.
with Zartox, and we did the 2016 tour.
That's
It was
right, we
also
did.
Really fun.
That was cool.
We did like I think Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, and Adelaide.
Adelaide, yeah.
It was really nice, and it was just. And I think that one, those three are, and also 2005 also. I think I've also been like 10 times already in 12 years. or
I mean, the people down under love you. They love both of your sounds.
and of course, I don't know, but I prefer like, I remember one of the first big parties from Pete. I think it was Midnight Mafia or the other one.
my
I don't
memory's a
know.
bit hazy with the concepts and the times.
Yeah, but I think it got like 3 or 4 names for parties or something. But there was the one with Guns for Hire also. We
Right.
did a tour, and that one was really nice because Thijs brought his father and I brought my father to Australia. So it's really nice to share that moment with your parents or with your dad.
But is flying all the way halfway around the world simply something that you want to do with your parents, or is that something that you want to do with the girl that you're trying to smash?
No, not with Tyza Darrow. Holy. You know, I can tell you the story. He always got a little bit sick in the plane.
Right.
And we flew back from Sydney to Dubai.
Okay.
And what happened? That we had really terrible turbulence in the air above the Indian Ocean.
Okay.
And I saw his face, and he became white. I said, no. And there was we had to put down the security and everything. So we weren't allowed to go up. But he threw up. And
no!
But his sack was full.
Oh my God!
So I was like, I have to do something. So I had the magazines. You always have magazines in there. I put out the magazine with the plastic thing. I said, here it is. And my dad was here. And I was standing up and it was really panicking.
Whoa.
And I think it was 1 hour. And imagine that you're sitting there, like, cool, a nice flight, mate. Perfect.
It can get so super crazy above the Indian Ocean. I had the exact same experience.
Yeah?
Well, not the exact same.
I was about to say, yeah.
Also with Tadaro.
Yeah, where I was really at the point, like, I know stuff about planes, but in this situation, I was like, maybe this plane is not made for this kind of turbulence where people are really like flying into the air,
like
where the cart,
like the food cart.
The food cart was flying into the air, and people were like.
Feels like a roller coaster.
Screaming.
Oh, really? That bad?
Feels like a bad movie.
I added also.
Wow.
Yeah.
And people panic really, really fast.
And
and
there's the pilot.
And there's always someone screaming who totally freaks out, and that makes the rest freak out.
Absolutely. It's like an infectious vibe, and all of a sudden,
I thought you were gonna say that was me.
I mean, the worst thing that I've happened on a plane, besides a bit of rough turbulence, not quite as bad as that, but I did have. I was sitting towards the back of the plane, and all of a sudden there was a commotion behind me, like right at the back where somebody was, and I was like, is there a doctor? Runs all the way at the back, and then when we were getting off the plane, a person just sort of sitting there with a white sheet, and we're like,
no,
what happened there? I don't know. Maybe it all turned out fine and just fainted and just kind of needed to get up. But that's the worst. It wasn't completely crazy turbulence, people screaming. It was more of a subtle like, I think something bad happened.
That's bad.
Yeah, I think
and it's worse. It's worse in the back.
No, but the only thing flying to Australia, of course, it's a long journey, but it's always worth it. I really love the food in your country. It's
there you go.
So
there you go.
Food is so insane.
Really good.
So I'm still
but
like
the only thing I'm not happy about myself not doing any experience trips in Australia. Like I said, I've been there like 10 times. But the only thing I saw is Sydney and Melbourne and
hotel rooms and
Adelaide, and only hotel rooms and the city itself, but never really went into nature. All those 10 times.
You got to do it, man. How come? Was it just because you're like, I wanted to get out, or
there's always something to do,
right?
With the guys, and you need to have someone going along.
But I also think it's really important to get some extra days, because normally when we're flying over, it's only for 5 days, and that is 2 days of flying already. So you're 3 days there. But I remember,
and I never stayed longer than that.
No,
so
and I was
really,
in 2012, I stayed at Code Black's place and his girlfriend's place with Arvid, my tour manager. Yeah, and we were 2 weeks over, and we slept, I think, 1 week at the parents from the girlfriend from Corey.
Yeah.
And we went to the
shout out to Stephanie Magic.
Yeah, shout out. But I think the mountains, Rocky Mountains,
the Blue Mountains.
The Blue Mountains. Yeah, I've been there, but it was really fun. But there was one annoying kid. You always have that one kid in the group who is always like, do somebody knows his answer? Yes, I know it. Yes, I know the answer. Every question.
So you were part of a tour group, and then
he's not alive anymore. So
he didn't survive.
No, he didn't survive this one.
He didn't make it.
Damn. No, it was really nice to see the other side of the not only the big city, but also like the suburbs. The small village next to Sydney and stuff. Like that. I really, really had a good time.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, that's one of the things that I've always wanted to do with DJs that come and visit Australia is to sort of like, yeah, they're used to seeing the hotel rooms, they're used to seeing the Harbour Bridge, Darling Harbour, Opera House, and then when they go down to Melbourne, the Wharf, and all the beautiful architecture and everything, and the coffee shops and all that sort of stuff. But, you know, I think there's a certain vibe, because I'm a Sydney boy, a certain vibe out in the west of Sydney that I'd love to be able to take people to. So the fact that you've gone to do that already, you know, staying in the burbs and experiencing the food there and everything,
good.
I think that's actually really cool because
Even
not many
going
people
to
do
the
it.
supermarket, you know, just a regular supermarket. It feels really nice to experience that, you know. But if I can ask you a question,
Sure.
What is your favorite place in Australia? What is your most beautiful place? What do you think?
That's a tough one because, you know, I think when you're born there, you kind of take it for granted and you don't see it through the same eyes.
Yeah.
But I think a couple of years ago, I managed to make my way up to Cairns, which is in the north, and I stayed in there for about a week near the Whitsundays and everything, and that was really beautiful. It's like a beautiful rainforest.
Your country is so big, man. It's just like, it's you know, if we drive in 3 hours, we're at the other side of the country.
Exactly.
You're still in Sydney, I think.
yeah, definitely. If you're going from north to south, that's 100% true. But yeah, for me, one of the more beautiful parts is definitely when you get out of the big cities to the north of Queensland. There's some fantastic nature there. I've always wanted to go even further inland in the Northern Territory, but I haven't had a chance to do that just because, you know, duty calls, business calls, and all that sort of thing. But that's something I'd love.
There's also a lot of desert, right? It's
exactly
more like surrounded by
exactly right. And I think experiencing the nature in that kind of magnitude of how big it is, and then, you know, when you're driving 10 hours on the same road and you don't see anybody, that'd be a sight to behold. I reckon that'd fill up the creative juices, put a couple of bits and pieces in the mind, and just kind of like calm you down a little bit when you've been thinking too much. I'd love to be able to do that. That'd be something.
Next time you show me around, man.
Oh, dude. Hey.
The only problem I have is I'm like dead scared of spiders.
Oh, come on.
Really?
Come on.
I don't care about snakes, man. I don't care about
I don't
anything.
like snakes. I don't like snakes.
I don't care.
Look, they're just hanging
grab 'em,
out.
but-
They're just hanging out.
But I have like really arachnophobia.
Dude, you're a
You know?
giant. If I mean, you scare me, and I'm already this. So imagine a spider that's like.
There's no. It's something in the shape that scares me.
How are you with the thing from?
Even if I know the spiders in Holland, they're not dangerous.
No.
You know. So.
Well, the thing is, we've got the big ones, the huntsman spiders. They're the big ones about the size of the hand. My hands are small, of course, so it doesn't mean anything. But the fact is, these ones are not venomous. They just kind of like pick out the flies in the corner of your room. They look mean,
I don't
but
care.
then. Come on!
I don't care, man.
We call them spider bros. They're just hanging out, and they're just bros.
They're hanging
Spider
out.
bros?
Spider bros. They're just hanging out.
No,
Spider bro, man. Hey, how you doing, man?
No, but
Just
that's my
chilling,
problem.
just chilling.
If I never saw a spider because, of course, I've only been in the city.
Yeah.
But I never saw like a big Australian spider. Only in the zoo.
No way.
Yeah, and where I was like really touching my neck because I thought it could be in that room, you know.
Oh no! Come on.
But it was behind glass. No. But I really don't want to encounter ever a big spider like that or like more spider. Sometimes you see these pictures where you have this season where it's the spider
in
season.
certain parts of the world where there's like all the web everything.
The web everywhere, and I heard some stories about spiders sitting in trees. And people walk around. The locals walk around the tree because they don't get bitten.
I mean,
because they jump in your neck.
I don't know about the jumping, but I certainly wouldn't want to be caught up in that kind of web. That's for sure. That's for sure. Are you also a bit arachnophobic? Or?
No. Only snakes. I don't trust snakes because you know It's a snake.
It's because of religious reasons?
No, I don't know. No. I just don't like snakes. That's the only thing because I had one experience with one snake and the guy was saying, "Oh, it's okay, you can put him in the neck," and he was trying to choke me. I was like, "Hey,
well, look, well,
they look pretty threatening too."
Oh, and you just see this little eel-looking thing,
and they're more dangerous. There's someone in Australia told me. There was one time where we had to play in a forest. It was Hard Island, actually.
Okay.
And I totally forgot about the spiders because I never encountered them. And
at least you're in the moment, in the music.
And once we were in the forest, we were talking about the spiders and we have to watch out. And I was looking down, and I saw myself sitting in shorts with flip flops. And I was like, the whole day, I was like so fucking scared.
Oh,
Until a local, he said to me like, you don't have to worry about the spiders, man. You'll survive. Worry about the snakes, the brown snakes. If they grab you,
no, that's true.
You will die. There's no time for help. You die.
Yeah, I mean, I've forgotten the statistic is something like 8 out of the 10 deadliest snakes in the world come from Australia. But with that all said and done, you know, I mean, I'm glad that you managed to
stay positive, you know.
Exactly, we're staying positive. I'm glad that you overcame your fears.
I like cows.
Yeah,
so
there you go. With that all said and done, have you guys heard of drop bears?
Is it with the shoe thing?
No.
The shoe drinking? Because
no,
I heard
that's
something about the shoe drinking.
That's a shoey. That's a tradition that's very Australian that I looked into, actually. It goes deep back into the Prussian Empire. And I'm not making this up. It goes into a thing. But we'll do a shoey a little bit later. I'll explain it to you a little bit. Have you heard of drop bears? You don't know the drop bears?
Drop bears?
Drop bears. So look, you know, in amongst the spiders and the snakes, and if you go into the desert, of course, there's scorpions and even platypus. Actually, the cute little platypuses, they're venomous. Not that you'll really find them hanging out and get stung, but also we've got a predator called the drop bears, which is similar but different to koalas.
Drop bears.
Really?
But you don't have drop bears bros.
It's no, we don't have. There's no bros. No, these
bros
things.
in the drop bear.
The drop bears will absolutely tear you apart.
They don't chill in the corner.
I mean, they'll chill before they kill you, but you know that's another thing.
Yeah, they are so dangerous.
Look, if you ask any Australian about drop bears, they will tell you to be wary because these things are vicious creatures.
You definitely have the most venomous
I
creatures in the world.
If I know,
man.
see a picture,
so
I know how they look like. But
We'll look it up on Google in just a second.
Okay.
But drop bears, that's something to be mindful of.
So don't fly with a drop bear.
I don't think you'll find that to be the case, but yeah, we've got some more questions coming out of the chat. Here's one that's a little bit more sort of music related. Would you ever do a collaboration with an Australian? I don't know why that seems like a weird thing.
To be honest, I just finished one.
Oh, tell us more.
Don't shift this.
Yeah.
And there was one planned with Corey, so I think that will be the next. And,
there you go. Ticked off.
You know, I still also want to sit with you because you know which track I still really like?
Which one?
Mdma Audio.
Oh, thank you.
It's so good.
Thank you, man.
So
thanks.
I love that track. You know that track? That mid intro kick is so punchy and
probably if I hear it.
So good.
It's a kind of stompy little kind of thing. Yeah. So
can you sing it?
It's one of those ones where you try and sing a techno tune because it's kind of inspired by techno, and you just sound like an idiot. I don't think I'm. There you go. There's my best impression of MDM Audio. All right. One thing that both of you guys are very, very famous for is your moods in your songs, the long breakdowns and atmospheres and everything. Tell me a little bit about where that comes from.
Well, I just
there's
love,
also long breaks.
I just love cinematic stuff.
Yeah.
I just love movies, stories. Where you really got the feeling that you're pulled into a story, and you just need to do something with a break in hardstyle, and I think it's really cool to have like a real team in it.
Yeah, and really just explore this kind of like create a kind of sonic world kind of thing.
Exactly.
And would the same thing apply to your approach? Or?
Yeah,
I think it's the same. You know, I think I really like to tell like a little story. You know, and most of the times I also don't use any vocals or maybe spoken words to tell a little bit like the vibe. But I think it's important. It's the same when you're watching a movie and. If you mute the music or mute the sound, it's a little bit boring to watch.
Right.
So I think music, and that's what I'm trying to do with the hardstyle song, you know, just tell a little bit the story to go to some place or some...
Yeah, and there's still room to fill up the story or to paint the picture for the person who listens to it.
And also with the set.
To use your fantasy and...
But I also think you also do it, you know, telling a story with your set also. Build a little bit up, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's important for me. And I think for me, hardstyle is not only like hard kicks and like that, you know. I think, for me, it's really important that music also can touch your soul.
Oh, okay. I get that. I get that. With that said, though, I mean, I love a good breakdown. I love a good movie score, and you know, one of my favorite composers, Sarah Schachner, who does like all these fantastic, interesting sounding game scores as well. With that all said, I've found when I'm DJing on a stream, I find like, oh, I don't know if I like this breakdown being so long.
Exactly.
Have you had the same experience, or are you just like, you know what? No, this is it. This is what I'm about.
Absolutely, and especially in the beginning, that was a big problem for me, because you have to choose if you're gonna make a party track, a dance floor killer,
Gotcha.
or like a long break track, but that break is really meant for something to pull you into a story, which makes the melody that comes after
Right.
Make more sense. You know, it feels more the way you would expect it if you have this long build up and with all the instruments and the cinematic stuff. But if you play at a festival, you know, you want it to be shorter.
Sure. Yeah.
And where I can, so I learned that where I can cut the story up a little bit to make it shorter for the dance floor. Yeah, I just did that, you know, especially for festival. Those are my own DJ edits.
Right. I was about to ask. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can make it as long as you want for Spotify, for the listener.
That's a cool way to approach it. So you've got like the Spotify edit, and then and then trim it down so you can play it at your stream, your festival, your club, or whatever. And
Also with my last track, the alignment,
right,
for Climax. It's a 9-minute track, bro.
Yeah, man.
You don't want to play that at a party or at a dance floor like that. But I just cut down the whole cinematic story. And just
trimmed it so you can just kind of play it.
Trimmed it.
Yeah,
exactly.
We've got a comment in here from the chat directed at you, B-Front, on a similar story. He says from Downer One, B-Front is the Hans Zimmer of hardstyle. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's a big compliment.
Hans Zimmer. Hans Zimmer.
No, that's a big compliment. But I don't see myself as that. I just what I'm really proud of is that I really create my own sound. You know, my signature sounds. I think that's important. That's also what I really like about, you know, because in the early days he had another act, and now he's Keltek, and he created his own style just in like a short time. I think that
in a really short time. I had to work really hard.
No,
in
but
that
I think
short time.
Yeah, but I think that's cool, man. That's really nice. But I think he's a bit better with like more Hans Zimmer style, to be honest.
Okay.
But I think I'm really good in creating like the melancholic sound, like in between euphoric and dark. You know,
Definitely.
I can bring somebody else, if I can bring somebody in a kind of trancey state, I think, with my music. So.
And your melodies have a lot of speed in it too.
Yeah,
you know?
I think, but that's I think because we talked about like dance floor listening track, but I think I got a little bit of both because
you have both.
because
it's
when,
always
when it's dropping, I think then I got the energy.
With that said, reflecting back on your productions and your early productions and what got you into making music in the first place, is there a track or series of tracks that really inspired you to stop listening and start making music?
No.
There's got to be something. There's got to be one thing. I know that there's one for
not really
me.
a track. But
Okay, well, what?
But I guess it was a party.
Okay, tell me about that.
One of my first parties was in the Rijnhal in Arnhem.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the name was again, but it's a very long time ago. I was 18 years old, 17 years old.
Right.
I was 17, and at that point, I saw Techno Boy playing, you know, for the crowd.
Yeah.
I saw the crowd reaction. And I thought, like, how is this music made? It was just an interest of how is this made.
Right.
And from that interest, I went to make an appointment with someone who had like a professional studio.
Okay.
Doing jump style at the time. And yeah, he got me he got me the software.
Who was it?
Felix.
Oh, yeah.
Felix. What was his artist name again?
Jordi? Was it DJ Felix just? Or
Yeah, it could be. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
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 Okay.
So he got me the software and stuff.
Got you all set up?
with Reason and Nuendo, you know.
I worked with Reason also. I started with Reason.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Same.
I love Reason, but I started with making music when my neighbor had a studio. We were together with Mental Theo,
Right.
and there was in that time we had like the hakke, you know, the Gabber music, but then for the commercial ones who get on TV and
Right.
stuff, and every kid was like you
Like
know,
Gabber Pete kind of
like
thing.
like that music.
Yeah.
And, he was searching for two children voices for the new song.
Okay.
And, me and my brother were 8 and 10, and he just asked us to sing it in.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's on YouTube. You can
still
search
there.
it.
Really? So
It's
we
still
can
there.
we can see
Yeah,
baby front.
No, you don't see
Oh, we
baby
just
front. You just see the artwork of the CD.
Right.
But you hear my voice and
So
my
you
brother's
hear
voice.
baby front, but you
and-
don't see baby
yeah,
front.
and at that point, when I walked in the studio and I was 8 years old, I thought, hey, what is this? You know, I liked all the knobs and the mixers and, you know, that old studios, they looked so different how they are now. You know?
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, you had to hear the display of the computer, you know, it was like this screen, you know, and then all the synthesizers are over there. And but it was so
Big
fun.
console, yeah.
And I think 1 year later, I really start making music on the PlayStation with Music 2000.
Okay.
And I think
Wow.
2-3 years later, a friend of mine had Reason, and I said, hey, I want to try this also. And what I learned with Reason, because that was a really cool thing about Reason, you had only internal plugins. But what I learned is to be really creative with sound, you know, and I think that's where I learned also, like, you know, because in the early days, sampling was also a thing, you know, a lot of producers were sampling each other kicks and bass lines and just.
Yeah.
But I don't think sampling is something bad. But if you can change that sound into your own sound, because doing with a synthesizer is the same. You only have like the same sound. Everybody got the same
Like the
sounds.
same wavetable
but
oscillator.
it's how
whatever.
you use it.
Exactly,
You know?
yeah.
And that's why what I learned in Reason, and from Reason on, I think I produced till 2009 with Reason, and then I started with
Wow,
Cubase.
how about that?
Yeah.
How about that? Focusing on experiences outside of the studio, I've got a question here from the chat from Cherry Stars. What is the wildest night out or drunken experience that you've had? We can lay it all out on the table, my friend. We can lay it all out on the table.
Well, the best answer would be I don't remember.
Nice. That's an easy palm off. But surely there's got to be one or two where you're kind of like, yo.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
There's so many.
All right. Well, you know what? We'll cycle back to you. I know that you've probably
I
got more than a few that you can sort of throw out
so,
there.
So I was thinking you were 15 and we were drinking Gold Strike. Gold Strike. Oh yeah, everybody. When I say Gold Strike, you know, everybody's like, oh no.
Horrible stuff.
Don't do it.
So we were on the Gold Strike, and I remember I had to cycle back to my parents' place.
But this is not a DJ experience. This is a teenage experience.
Just before, this is drunk.
Okay.
Because to be honest, when I'm start like really DJing on a high level, I don't drink that much.
You didn't go rockstar mode?
No.
You've gone rockstar mode, surely. Surely.
Surely.
No. But I'm
Rockstar mode. No, man. Not too much. But like afterwards, I like to drink vodka.
Okay.
That's my thing, you know. But I can handle vodka.
Right.
Me,
I'm
also
never.
can handle it.
I would never be the
No.
guy that goes totally crazy or like put
So
down his pants and
you've never
go
actually
dancing on the table.
you've
or-
never ended up in a
Nah.
sex club on a horse and then gotten
No,
whipped
to
by a
be honest-
dominatrix.
To be honest,
That's never happened to you?
If we go back
It's
to
just-
Australia,
Yes.
2012.
Okay.
What I remembered is that that was my first sex club experience.
Yes. Yeah.
It was Australia. It was in Sydney on the King's Cross.
King's Cross.
Beautiful. Love
yeah,
where this
beautiful.
is going.
Yeah, and Arvid, my tour manager, he told me like, Bob, this is going to be your first time in a sex club, and I was so scared, mate. I was so scared. I was like, what I'm gonna do now? Holy.
Holding your butt. What's gonna happen?
And he said to me, Bob, remember one thing? You're the boss. I said, I'm the boss. Yes, I'm the boss. So I walked into the club, and there were, you know, the girls come sit on your lap, and I was like, I'm the boss. I'm the boss. I'm the boss. do you want to go to backstage? And I said, oh, no, I'm the boss. I don't want this. I just want to have a drink. And I was so scared. I think 10 minutes later I went out because it was a bit too much.
Too intensely.
You know, to be honest, you know, I really like it, but you know, I don't like to pay for it.
Okay, so people in the chat from Sydney, what we've got to do is the next time that either
Open King's Cross again.
Keltek, either Keltek or B-Front makes their way down to Sydney or Melbourne. For Sydney people, we've got to take them to Sefton's, and for those down in Adelaide, we've got to take them to the Rhino Club.
Oh yeah, no, but I can drink. I can drink much. Also, this guy can drink much, but you know, you're not gonna drink us under the table. We gotta win.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the size of me, man. I mean, come on. There's no way I could put away anywhere near the same amount of alcohol that either of you could.
I can drink like a bottle of vodka and still...
I still drive.
And still
drive. I still fly a plane.
No,
Nice.
I had a lot of alcohol tests, you know, while driving. Where
they don't test you for the planes, though.
Well, no, I would never do that. No,
Imagine in the air, like hey,
not even the night before. That's just
wow. You take that shit serious.
Yeah, of course.
No, I mean, yeah. Look, you're up in the air. Things could happen, but
in a car is also can be really serious. You know, but there are no mistakes allowed when flying, especially when you're flying alone. No,
that's fair enough.
You don't have an extra. You don't have an extra pair of eyes.
No, but I got the same with DJing. I take it really serious, so I'm not gonna be fucked up when I'm playing a set or something.
But surely after, when you get off stage,
when I'm home, maybe I can drink one.
Okay,
but I'm not. No, but for
I
real.
have a story with what happened in.
Oh yeah,
here we
Come
go.
on,
here we go.
At a reverse, my wife was having 2 glasses of wine.
Okay.
Really 2 glasses of wine in the beginning of the night. She got pulled over. She was driving. We had this appointment where she was driving, and that was the deal. And I was allowed to drink as much as I can, so I did.
Yeah.
I drank almost the whole bottle of vodka, and I still had it in between my legs in the car at the passenger side. And we were getting pulled over.
Oh my God.
For a test, which never happened before in Belgium, at least with us. And well, we weren't really worried at that point.
I would have been, man, if my passenger was there. Like,
no, but she was driving. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
And she only had 2 glasses of wine in the beginning of the night, and it was already like 4 o'clock. And we got pulled over, and she needed to do the test, and she was not allowed to drive anymore. And we got fined big time.
Really? From
And
2 glasses?
Yeah. And she needed to get out of the vehicle and
doing tests or something?
well, and I said to the officer, like, I drink a little, you know, but am I allowed to do the test and put the car aside and drive?
You were drunk. You were like...
I drank so much, but I wasn't really
2 bottles because then you're getting drunk. You know?
No, it was.
He's a big guy.
Yeah.
But that was really crazy because at the point where I needed to do the test, I had a pass.
You passed.
I passed again.
Maybe you're one of those.
You know, and
maybe you're one of those. Like
and I drove home, and I actually because
drove home like
yeah, and I was actually mad. I was really mad at the police officer and starting discussions where my wife was like, "No, don't do that right now," you know.
Oh man.
because I had a little drink, you know. So
yeah,
but you were more like because you only drink 2 wine.
And it was not fair, like putting someone who just drink a whole bottle of vodka behind the steering wheel and let her go.
The person
and we had to pay €400. You know?
Oh man,
that shit.
Not the win.
At the spot.
Not on the spot as well. Oh, dude, that's painful. That's absolutely painful. I'm trying to figure out how to bounce back and go into something positive from that.
Yeah.
Let's. I mean, you know Tice Adara pretty well. Have you ever managed to step into the ring with him in his boxing experiences?
Of course, man.
How did you go?
No, to be honest, I remember one time we were making a track and he was doing like some, you know, just doing like not for real. But he punched me hard in the face.
Oh, really? He didn't hold back?
Yeah, I was really angry at that point and I'm still want to punch him back for that. But no, I don't know. But I did some training with him. This year, last year, the beginning of last year, we did some training.
Right.
Just when the Corona thing happened, and but we're still allowed to do some boxing lessons. And, yeah, he's a really cool boxing guy but it's really technical.
He looks at
sports.
it. Okay.
It's not just I put some gloves on and I'm gonna punch you in the face. No, it's really like also with your feet, working with that and stuff like that. So. Yeah, I did some training with him, yeah.
How about that? That's interesting.
That's cool.
With the different people that you've collaborated over the years, have you had any experiences kind of like that where you're just like, I've discovered something new about this guy that I didn't expect? So, for example, while we haven't jumped in the studio, you're telling me about your sous vide cooking passion. That's an unexpected discovery of, that there's more to Sven. Surely you've had something where you've run into a guy and then you're like, I thought this guy was like a little bit more one-dimensional. They suddenly do this, and this is really surprising, and I think that makes them awesome.
Yeah, of course, you can never judge a book by its cover. Never.
But sure, give me some gossip, some experiences that you've had of like, this dude.
Not really with colleagues.
Okay.
I thought this was a really cool guy until
we sit
together, And
at the same.
Such an asshole.
But for me, the flying thing with Sven, it was for me. I didn't expect it at all that he was flying.
Yeah,
really cool.
Yeah.
Digital Punk, of course, with the tattooing.
That's something cool. That's something interesting.
He didn't do anything the last years with drawing, and I think his wife just bought some pencils.
Right.
And I even know I think he told me like she was calling him like, hey, this is €1.50. He said, yeah, just take it, for the daughter from René.
Yeah.
And he just started drawing, and
away
now
he goes.
he's putting tattoos on somebody. Yeah.
That's kind of nuts, right?
That's insane story.
Talk about your COVID hobbies.
Yeah,
exactly. I was very impressed. I'm like, okay, René, respect, man. Right.
Really
but I think I think a lot of DJ artists are the same with interesting of where the interests are, because I think also I think almost every DJ likes to game.
That's true.
And likes to do graphic stuff as well.
Yeah. I like to edit videos on my phone, not on the laptop, but I like
it's not professional, but just little things.
Yeah,
just
I like to
everything that has
be
to do
creative.
With that said, speaking of being creative, I'm asked by the people in the chat, do you have any bad jokes left? Apparently, you're the master when it comes to dad jokes and bad jokes.
This one is for B-Front.
This is.
I did a show last Wednesday with Randy, and I told one already about the dog. But what I can do, I can say another one about the dog.
Okay.
At one point, I went to the dog shelter and I bought a dog, but it was a bit strange dog.
Okay.
Because every time the doorbell rings, he gonna sit in the corner, and he put its towel in his neck, and he had a drink bottle, and he was drinking.
Okay.
So I thought, what is this, Strange dog. So I tried it myself. So I ring the doorbell, and I walked in, and again, he was sitting there with his towel in his neck and like drinking. It's just strange.
This is really weird.
Yeah, so I went back to the shelter, and they said, yeah, he's a boxer.
Nice.
B-Front with the bad jokes. Love it.
It was a good one, yeah.
Well done. Love the setup for that.
Wait. I know another one.
Okay.
So there was a girl was pregnant.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
You've got to get it out. Come on, we can do this.
Yeah.
We can do this.
So she was pregnant, and at the point she started giving birth, she went in a coma. So yeah, it's a really heavy story. But 3 months later, she woke up. Like, yeah, where am I? And the doctor came. Yeah, you have a twin born. It's a boy and a girl. Oh, and what are the names? Yeah, your stupid brother was here, and he said like he can give the names. So, what's the girl's name? Yeah, Denise. So I was like, that's a nice name, Denise,
Okay.
And the boy, yeah, the nephew.
B-Front with the bad jokes and the dad jokes. Oh my God.
Wait.
He's got another one.
Was that translated?
Yeah.
That was translated,
no,
right?
No, it was not translated. Yeah, but it is an English
It was
joke.
actually...
Yeah, and it's an English joke.
Oh, it's an English joke, right?
Denise
because it sounded too good.
Denise and the nephew, yeah.
So, okay, and one more.
Okay, here we go.
The fruit, the kiwi?
Yep.
Yeah. Did you know, this is for the guys, did you know if you have in your left hand the kiwi and in your right hand your right ball,
Okay.
Yeah. If you massage it, it feels the same. Did you know that? No, did you know that?
No.
Yeah, it is, but I'm not allowed to go to the supermarket anymore.
Oh man.
That's it for now.
We're going to have to retire the bad jokes and the dad jokes from B-Front. Now, while you guys have been to Australia quite a few times, there's still been an educational experience teaching you about drop bears, about our spider bros and all that. I want to introduce you to a special tradition that we have called the shoey. Right, so if we can get a beer up in the place. This is a tradition that is shared amongst friends and colleagues to well wish. You know, it's a kind of, you know, we want to wish you well. You do it before something. You do it as a kind of celebration. And I would do this as well, but unfortunately, I only have 2 shoes. Basically, what you do is you pour beer into a shoe and drink it out of the shoe.
Oh, so it's not
But there are new
beer
shoes.
itself.
These are clean shoes. These are clean shoes.
They're not weird?
They're not. They've never been soiled by the feet of anybody. No.
That's what you say.
Nah, no,
Yeah.
I've made sure of it, mate. I've made sure of it. Now, this is a way
It's
that...
almost my size.
Oh my God, there's some big feet. You know what they say about guys that have big feet?
Yeah.
They wear big shoes. That's what they say.
Perfect.
That's what they say.
Do you know what they say about the guys with glasses?
Tell me.
They can see it without. So.
Gentlemen, if you could take your beer in one hand, pour it into the shoe. You're going to take the beer, pour it into the shoe. Yeah. Right.
How much?
Well, look, traditionally you pour the whole thing and then you scull it, but we're just going to put a little bit in there. Just a little bit.
No, then we're gonna fool.
Then you might run into another police test on the way home.
I'm good.
Yeah, you're good? Okay, and then what you do is you pour the heel of the shoe up in and you drink it. Nice one. Nice one. Keltek with the shoey. B-Front, can we get it down?
I got the full...
Go for it, buddy. Oh, the heart of a champion. The heart of a champion. Look at him go. Look at him go. Fantastic. B-Front and Keltek right here on HSU, broadcasting live from Amsterdam. That's all the time that we have for you today. We'll catch you next time with another edition of HSU Live. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
HSU Live from Amsterdam.